Hello, fierce friends. Today I am going to read a story called Mateo Finds His Wow, a story of wonder and gratitude. It is written by Gabby Garcia and it is illustrated by Charity Russell. Now, my fierce friends, Mateo is going to find his wow in this book. I want you to think about what your wow might be. What makes you stop and notice and really feel good inside and really take a minute to notice the wonderful things around you? What does that for you? Something different does it for each of us. Why does it have to rain on Saturday? Asked Mateo. It's not fair. There's nothing to do, he grumbled to Papa. Mateo had already used up his screen time for the day. Can I have 30 more minutes, please? You know the rules, Papa answered. Why don't you help me in the kitchen? Boring, replied Mateo. What's Lucas up to? Maybe you could play with him. I guess, Mateo said with a sigh. Mateo opened the bedroom door and found Lucas building a fort with his toys. Oh, Lucas is messing up all my stuff, Mateo yelled as he yanked his dinosaur and baseball glove from Lucas's pile and returned them to his side of the room. Why do I even have to share a room anyways? None of my friends has to. Mateo stomped out into the hall and saw Mama turning her guitar. Mama, he whined, can I? Don't even ask, Mama said. You'll find something to do. Mateo doesn't look like he feels like he'll find something to do. Have you ever felt like that? Mateo grabbed a notebook from his backpack and plopped into a chair. No, I won't, he shot back as he clenched a pencil and scrawled out a list of all the things he couldn't do. He couldn't go swimming. He couldn't travel. He couldn't ride his bike. He couldn't go to the park. He couldn't climb trees. And he couldn't play baseball. These things he couldn't do because it was raining. But similar to us, not being able to do lots of things because of the coronavirus. I think we can understand how Mateo's feeling. Mateo sat and sulked. He huffed and he puffed loudly. His brain felt stuck. Mateo looked up from his list. The window in front of him had completely fogged up. He reached over to wipe it clean, but stopped himself when he felt the cold glass. Curious, he swirled his finger across the window, leaving behind a dewy trail. Mateo experimented with his new drawing surface. He didn't feel stuck anymore. You see, fierce friends, by drawing, Mateo helped his brain get unstuck because drawing is one of those tools that helps a different part of our brain work to help with creativity. When we are being creative, it helps our brain not get stuck. And if you know my zones of regulation, it helps you move from the blue zone or the yellow zone or the red zone back into green, which is where we always want to try to get to, right? Mateo leaned back to admire his work and caught a glimpse of something moving outside. A hummingbird hovered around their feeder. The rain didn't seem to bother it at all. The tiny acrobat flittered and fluttered. It flew forward and backward, and even side to side, flapping its wings so quickly that they blurred. It darted up and down a few more times before pulling away from the feeder. And just like that, the aerial performance was over. Mateo felt tingles of delight all over. Wow, little bird, that was amazing. Thanks for the show. Mateo took a deep breath. The smell of chilies and garlic filled the air. He turned to see a plate of chilaquiles, his favorite. Wow, Papa, thanks for the stack of deliciousness. Mateo is starting to notice the things around him that bring him joy, that make him happy, that help his brain get unstuck and stay unstuck. Mateo's mama was playing her guitar softly as she sang. Mateo recognized the lullaby she used to sing to him. He thought of bedtime stories and goodnight kisses. Wow, Mama, your voice feels like warm sunshine on my body. Thanks for the tune. Mateo peeked into their bedroom and saw that his toys had been carefully lined up on his bed. He watched Lucas wrap Chacho, his favorite truck, in a blanket and tuck it next to his stuffed animals, all while wearing underwear on his head. Mateo laughed and his heart smiled. Wow, Lucas, I'm sorry I yelled at you earlier. Thanks for taking such good care of my toys. Mateo wondered what other bits of wow were around. He could go looking for them on purpose. Mateo picked up his notebook and turned the page. He had something else to write. Thank you, Rain. Wow, thanks. There is wonder all around. Pay attention on purpose. What catches your eye? Zoom in. Be curious. And then allow yourself to be amazed. Fierce friends, a few months ago when we started these stories, we were talking a lot about mindfulness and how being mindful is really just paying attention on purpose to what is happening around you in the present moment. So right now, I'm outside and I can see the leaves moving in the wind. I can hear the rustling sound of the leaves. I can hear the cars going by on the street down from my house. I can smell lots of flowers and somebody mowed their lawn and I can smell fresh cut grass. When we stop and pay attention on purpose to what is happening in the right now, the present moment, that is being mindful. And that helps our brain get unstuck. If you get stuck, there's some questions you can ask yourself to help you be mindful and help you notice what's going on in the right now. What's your favorite thing to do indoors? What about outdoors? Why? What music have you enjoyed lately? What's one good thing about the weather today? What family member, friend, or pet are you thankful for? Why? What is something kind or helpful someone has done for you? What is something kind or helpful you have done for someone else? What's the most beautiful thing you've seen recently? And what makes your heart smile? When we think about these questions, when we think about what helps our brains get unstuck, it helps to give us some power in those moments when we are stuck. We're coming into summer vacation very soon, and it'll be important for you to be able to get your own brain unstuck. So I really want you to think about how to find the wow in your life, how to get your brain unstuck, and how to realize the present moment right around you so that you can be more mindful every day. Thanks, Fierce Friends.